Shalom Israel first. I want to give all praise to the Lord and see how Hashem El Shai Hashem Kakudash. Everyone see Apostle Ezra Millstone, peace salutation from North of Israel. For this lesson, I want to title it Then shall they know. Alright, and it's paraphrasing Ezekiel 33 and 33, which I'm about to get in this lesson. But one of the bros, he posted this on his YouTube post. It says, I'm not gonna lie, I remember the prophet saying there would be a famine in December and that last Christmas was gonna be our last Christmas. I don't know, man, shit getting spooky. You got 20 likes and one repost. Alright, and we're coming to the times where it's that that vision is gonna be you're gonna be living in that vision ultimately. Alright, because of course it's evident, but scriptures speak about doom and gloom for this place, because this place is exceedingly wicked. What's that? For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, spoken about in 2nd Esdras. Alright, so what in the world do you think this place got coming for it? Look at the history of this place. Like, do you really think that this shit is gonna continue forever? You just gonna keep doing your same routine and that same bullshit? No, hell no. Alright, right now you're living in an empire, in which you lived in an empire before, because there's nothing new under the sun. So, like ancient Rome, how that felt. Well, guess what? This is a modern day ancient Rome. You got these fucking demonic ass flies, bro. But anywho, yeah, that shit fell. So America's gonna fall, as is written about in the scriptures. Alright, but let me get Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. And let's look at that word tarry. Alright, because people think that just because it didn't come in their time, it's not gonna happen, which is absurd. That's crazy. Alright, it says tarry, to delay in acting, procrastinate, retard. Alright. So they think that, when the prophets say something, it's supposed to happen the next day, in which some cases, yeah, it can, but, us saying through the Spirit power, how about Shemir Shad, the MOTB is coming. People think it's going to happen tomorrow. No, there's a gradual process that goes into all these things, It's a build-up ultimately. And that's what we're entering into, November 1st, SNAP benefits and all these government assistance get shut down. What do you think that's going to breed? That's going to breed to chaos. It's going to breed to, as it reads right here, I think it's 9 actually. 2nd Esdras 9, and it might be, I think it's 8 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, well, let me just type it. Okay, 2nd Esdras 15 and 19. I was thinking about a different one, but 2nd Esdras 15 and 19. It says, or was that 18? It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says, the man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So we're entering into great tribulation. You see how things are getting put into place for great tribulation to take place, because a couple years ago, the right it wasn't, things were getting put in place, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as expedited as it is now. Just to cut off benefits like that, that's a heavy move. All right, but you see how they're trying to move about it. They have to move with haste because they know that they have but a short time. Revelation 12 and 12. All right, they have an agenda that they want to push, but they're on limited time. You see the signs of heaven. You see the signs of the time. Like, things gotta move. All right. How how many billions of people are there in the world? Apparently, there's like 7 to 8 billion people in the world. And referring back to the Georgia Guidestones, they want to maintain population under 500 million, if I'm not mistaken. So how in the world do you think they're gonna do that? Because recently there's been talks about new variants of diseases and whatnot. All right, you watch the news. They talk about farmers, offing themselves because uh, just all different types. Like, bro, these things are happening, bro. There's gonna be constructive famine. You know, a constructive famine is still a famine. All right, and guess who's in control of that? The Lord. All right. Um, let's get that. Proverbs 21 and 1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will." All right, and if the Lord wanted to heal this place was to get healed. These people, like the elites, have hella, bro. The elites can literally stop hunger, world hunger overnight. They could stop homelessness overnight. Like, they have the resources for it, but it's not going to happen because they're the wicked. All right, that's just what it is. So you simple-minded Negroes thinking that, oh well, we need to do this, we need to march this, that, third, bro. That shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. All right, the Lord got to come back. All right, and we come into those times. All right, let's go to Matthew 24 and 6. All right, it says, because prophecy is jumping off the page. All right, it says, and ye shall hear of rumors, Matthew 24 and 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so yeah, these things are happening, but guess what? The end is not yet. Why is that? Because one, it has to get worse. All right, and two, which we're mainly looking for, is that MOTB to get implemented. Once that gets implemented, as Elder Apostle Tahar says, we can have months left, a couple months left. It's the Lord coming back. All right, that's what we're hastening for. All right, so for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So this is just the beginning. All right, and then you read on down, it talks about persecution. All right, and that's what the prophets are gonna have to endure. The elect are gonna have to endure persecution. And Lord willing, we stay strong. All right, but at the end of the day, everyone's gonna know what it is. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel 33, since I said it. Ezekiel 33 and 33, it says, and when this cometh to pass, what? These prophecies, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. All right, so if people gonna understand that, these so-called crazy men, the people that you laughed and mocked and scoffed about, are the one that wore shower curtains on the side of the streets, telling you what's about to happen, and these things are happening, it's going to be a different story then, right? Especially when I'm famine, because niggas can't go 2 hours without eating. So in the famine, you're going to get your mind right. The Lord going to get your mind right. All right. Let me go to 2nd Ezra's, we're going to Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1, it says, then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and have made no account of his labors. All right, and that's what these people are. That's what these people think. Just crazy and just bugged out. That the prophets are bugged out when really they're the bugged out ones. All right. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And the thing is, it's going to hit these people even harder, because Scripture says there should be wailing and gnashing of teeth. There's going to be, well, let me keep reading. But it's going to be a different ball game, because what did Yahushua say? When I come back, shall I find faith in the earth? That's how bad it's going to get. And these people are going to be looking for hope, They're going to have no hope. And it's going to be nothing but desperation for these people. But it says, then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness. All right. The elect, they're going to be, Lord willing, part of the elect, we're going to be bold, because Psalms 91, since thou hast made the Lord thy refuge, let me just get it right quick. Butcher it. Psalms 91:1. It says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Okay, yeah. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. All right, you can read that whole chapter. The whole chapter is fire. But the elect gonna stand bold. All right, because hey, we gonna have hope in the prophecies. Isaiah 33:6, wisdom now shall be the stability of thy times. You look at that word stability, it goes into Amawan, meaning faith, and faith is, that's gonna be a precious commodity in the times to come, because while everyone's gonna be relying on Esau in the system, well, you can rely on this nigga, but he's gonna be your downfall. Read Isaiah 30:1, Isaiah 31:1. It's gonna be your shame. All right. So, but ultimately, we got to get, if you haven't repented, get right with Yahweh Shem outside before it's too late. All right, because you see where this place is going. This place, ain't the same place that you thought it was. Even last year, just in a year, a lot of shit has changed. You got people on TikTok and whatnot bugging the fuck out because they can't afford to live. Well, it's gonna get worse. All right, so. But at the end of the day, the prophets, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem outside, have warned you. All right? But let me keep reading. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled. Okay, third verse says, and they repenting and groaning with anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and in proverb but reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High? And his lot is among the saints. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction, yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. It says, and they're going to have to confess that, I should have served the Lord, So, the biggest I told you so is coming. It says, what hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted by. So all the shit you chase in the world, that's just it's gonna mean nothing. All right, the fashion of this world passeth away, or fadeth away. So you out here chasing money, trying to chase this lifestyle. You're gonna be destroyed with the lifestyle. So we gotta focus on the prophecies. All right, because the Lord is coming back. All right, so I don't want to drag it out. Hopefully it was well said and edifying. It's all impromptu through the spirit. But with that, when you all praise the Lord, and Yahweh Shem, Shabbat Shem, next time, so